And see how her hair comes down over her neck? Because her hair comes down over her neck, we need to get in there with skin, because you could see pieces of skin through it. Same with bangs and stuff. Make sure you get right up in there so that you see pieces of that skin through. Oh, right here too. Okay, basic skin tone, lightly over all the skin to tint the canvas to flesh. Reinforce our highlights.
Why don't you get up here?
Make your highlights bigger and brighter than you think they need to be.
That's a number 4 brush you're still using?
This is a 6.
6.
But you can use whatever's comfortable for you.
So 6 is what you got.
Yeah. She's got a highlight right there. Comes right over here. Just put it in. Don't overthink it.
Because her skin's so young and there's no wrinkles, that's really hard, isn't it? Just
No, everything, it'll just be, no. Mm-mm. Where the colors melt together, it'll melt together a little softer,
okay.
you know, than it will on an older person. But the skin color isn't different on a young person. It really, the skin color has to do with how much light is hitting their skin. She can look, like that guy looked real red, it was because of the lighting in the room when they took the picture. So she could look really dark if there's not much light in the room. Sometimes people think, oh, it's a child, their skin should be lighter, but that's not true.
Okay.
You know, what about a little black child? You know.
Oops.
Okay, she's got a lot of highlight on her forehead. Look at all this. And we're going to make it bigger and brighter than we think it needs to be. There's already medium on the canvas. Just like that. Just got a little bit down here, but not too much. Okay, now let's put our shadows on. She doesn't have a ton of shadows because she's in the light. And she does have shadow under her chin. So we'll take our dark color, come right under here. Always watch your original, because if yesterday you made a mistake, I don't want you to reinforce the mistake today. What just happened?
The breaker in the bathroom's off, but it ain't kicking back on.
Oh, turn the coffee pot off.
There we go.
See, there's a,
Yeah, we already blew one out.
See that plug back there? Show them that strip.
Yes.
There's a strip back there. Turn that off.
We already blew that out.
Oh, we did?
You already pulled it out?
Maybe because of the heater probably and the coffee pots and.
Let me try it one more time. One more time, Fernando. I got it on.
Now she's got some shadow under her hair. So pretty. She's got a little shadow here. She's got some shadow right in here. We're not blending with the highlights, we're just putting the shadows in. If there's a shadow, there's not going to be bright highlight. And she's got some shadow under here.
Just tell me to move, I'll move.
A little bit coming down her nose here. And a little under her nose. Look at this spot right under here. There's usually some kind of a shadow. If it's not shadow, it's pretty color, but there's usually a shadow under the nose. It's this part right under here. Okay, now let's do our pretty colors. Add white to your pretty color to make it the right color for her face. She's got a lot of color on this cheek. That's a little dark. I'm going to add a little more white. And I'm going to catch the very edge of that highlight and soften that in. I don't want to lose the brightness of that highlight in the center. That actually looks like I needed a a little more shadow right in there. And I don't want you to arbitrarily just go around putting pretty color on. I want you to look for it, look for the blush in the skin on your painting. And when I come by and say that's good day 2, it means that's good. That's what you're supposed to do on day 2. It doesn't mean your painting is finished, okay? So if you're freaking out, just trust me, okay?
Let me interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
Directions on the heater says to unplug. If you blow the breaker, let it sit for 30 minutes.
Okay.
It's now 9:30, so we can't turn it back on to 10.
Okay.
And yes, men do read instructions.
No, they
Good
don't.
job.
I know that.
They just don't take
No, that
You know, I took
instructions.
30 years, but I do now read
I would not have read the instructions, so.
Because women would have already known it.
It's on my head. My lovely wife. It's on my head.
A little deeper with the pretty color and just put it on her lips. This is a little, the pretty color leans a little bit orange. We'll do color balancing tomorrow. Not gonna worry about it today. On day 2, we just stick with our basic colors because otherwise we tend to get confused. So day 2, we stay with just this.
She doesn't have one, I'm thinking of mine.
Oh, you're gonna use your pretty color and then the dark way inside, yeah. And use it plain, don't put any white in it. Just put
For the
pretty
pretty
color
color.
right over it, yeah. I thought,
Okay, where's our tongue?
I didn't see a ton, but
How
what do I
about
know?
teeth?
Teeth, you could just leave them alone. If you hit them with a little bit of flesh, it doesn't matter. Actually, it's fine. But don't worry about the mouth. We're gonna do the eyes today before lunch. That's why we're just gonna throw our color in here and not get all worried about it, okay? Okay. I'm gonna go back because I missed some shadow here. And then she has a shadow that comes up right there. And just because you've left one area doesn't mean you can't go back. Sometimes you have to just go back with just basic skin tone, like right here. Basic skin tone in there. Does everybody kind of get it?
I think so.
Okay? So go do that. I'm gonna